Then the girl in the corner with the scarlet letter. While you're watching, you may think that she doesn't matter, but no one knows you better.
Hi guys, I'm Jubel Laria, and I'm here to answer the packet tracer in chapter 1. So the packet tracer network representation. So the first is the objectives. The network model in this activity incorporates many of the technologies that you will master in your CCNA studies. It represents a simplified version of how a small to medium-sized business network might look. Feel free to explore the network on your own. When you are ready, proceed through the following steps and answer the questions. Note: it is not important that you understand everything you see and do in this activity. Feel free to explore the network on your own. If you wish to proceed more systematically, follow the steps below. Answer the question to the best of your ability. So the first activity in CCNA, the Cisco is the home office, the home desktop, the home laptop, the internet, the central, and the branch. So in this activity, we need to follow the steps and answer those questions. So first, the step 1. The step 1, identify common components of a network as represented in packet tracer. So the icon toolbar at the bottom left hand corner has various categories of the networking components. You should see categories that correspond to intermediary device, end device, and media. The connections categories with the lightning bolt icon represent the networking media supported by packet tracer. There is also an end device category and two categories specific to packet tracer: custom-made device and multi-user connection. So list the intermediary device categories. So in letter A, the end device category and two categories specific to packet tracer, custom-made devices, and multi-user connection is the custom-made device and multi-user connection. So next is list the intermediary device categories. So the intermediary device categories is are the routers, the switches, the switch, the hubs, the wireless device, and the WAN emulation. So next, without entering into Internet Cloud or Intranet Cloud, how many icons in the topology represent endpoint device? Only one connection leading to them. So, the entering into the internet cloud of intranet clouds, there are 15 icons in the topology represent endpoint. So, without counting the two clouds, how many icons in the topology represent intermediary devices? So, the intermediary devices is 11. So, how many end devices are not desktop computers? So, the end devices are 8, 8 end devices. So, next is how many different types of media connection are used in this network topology. So, the media connections are used in this network are 4. So, step 2, explain the purpose of devices. In Packet Tracer, only the server PT device can act as a server. Desktop or laptop PCs cannot act as a server based on your studies so far. Explain the client-server model. So, in modern networks, a host can act as a client-server or both. Software installed on the host determines the role it plays on the network. Servers are hosts that have software installed that enables them to provide information and service like email or web pages to other hosts on the network. Clients are hosts that have software installed that enables them to request and display the information obtained from the server. A client could also be configured as a server simply by installing server software. So in letter B, list at least two functional or intermediary devices. So regenerate and retransmit data signals, maintaining information about what pathways exist through the network, and inter-network notify other devices of errors and communication fail. Direct data along alternate pathways when there is a link. Classify and direct message according to the queue's priorities, permit or deny the flow of data based on security settings. So in letter C, list at least two criteria for choosing a network media type. So for choosing a network media type, the distance the media can successfully carry a signal, that environment in which media is to be installed, the amount of data, and the speed at which it must be transmitted, the cost of the media and installation. So next is step 3, compare and contrast LAN and WAN. So letter A, explain the difference between a LAN and WAN. Give example of each. So the LANs provide access to end user in a small geographical area. A home office or school campus are example of LANs. ones provide access to user in a wide geographical area over long distance, spanning a few miles to thousands of miles. A metropolitan area network and the internet are examples of ones. A company's intranet may also connect multiple remote sites using a WAN. In letter B, in the packet tracer network, how many ones do you see? In packet tracer networks, how many ones? There are two internet and intranet ones. The internet and intranet ones. So letter D. The internet in this packet tracer network is overly simplified and does not represent the structure and form of the real internet. Verify describe the internet. So the internet is mostly used when we need to communicate with a resource on other network. The internet is a global mesh of interconnected networks. Letter E. What are some of the common ways a home user connects to the internet? So the common ways a home user connects to the internet are the cables, the dial up, the cellular, and the satellites. So in letter F, what are some common methods that businesses use to connect to the internet in your area? So dedicated leased line, Metro E, DSL, and cable satellite. So the next is the challenge. Now what you had an opportunity to explore the network represent in this packet tracer activity. You may have picked up a few skills that you would like to try out, or maybe you would like the opportunity to explore this network in more detail, realizing the most of what you see and experience in Pocket Tracer is currently beyond your skill level. Here are some challenges you might want to attempt. Do not worry if you cannot do them all. You will be a Pocket Tracer master user and network designer soon enough. So add an end devices to topology and connects it one of the LANs with a media connection. What else does this device need to send data to other end user? Can you provide the information? Is there a way to verify that you're correctly connected the device? The next is add a new intermediary device to the one of the networks and connect it to one of the LANs or WANs with a media connection. What else does this device need to serve as intermediary to other devices in the network? And next, open a new instance of Pocket Tracer. Create a new network with at least two LANs connected by a WAN. Connect all the devices. Investigate the original Pocket Tracer activity to see what you else might need to do to make your new network functional. Record your thoughts and save your Pocket Tracer file. You want to revisit your network later after you have mastered a few more skills. So the Pocket Tracer network presentation have a home office. In home office, we have the home desktop, home laptop, and jack WRS tablet and modem that connected into internet and the internet connected in intranet, and router 4. So next, the intranet is connected to the router 2 in the central server, and the router 4, the branch. The internet is also connected in the router 2, and the internet is also connected in the router 4. So in the central, we have router 2, switch 3, PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, switch 1, switch 2, and the branch, we have branch server, the laser, the switch 4, the router 4, the wireless AP, the guest, the smartphone, the accounting, and the sales, the IP phone 0, and the IP phone 7. So that's all, guys. I hope you learned what I've been answered in chapter 1, Packet Tracer.